I am ready to face your final challenge.
It's the toughest yet.
Only a worthy successor can complete the challenge and avoid getting hit. Ready yourself. Go. And we must be able to begin. You can do better than this.
You are to be commended, Azrael. You have passed the test. I will contact you when I have made my decision.
There is no decision to make, Batman. I am ready now.
I decide how this works, not you.
Every moment you waste, Gotham falls deeper into the abyss. Make your decision fast, or she will be lost forever.
Sir, we have a positive ID on Azrael. His real name is Michael Lane. He was a GCPD officer before he was dismissed due to psychological issues. And then, well, he seems to have disappeared off the face of the earth.
That must have been when he was recruited by the Order of Saint-Dumas.
It gets decidedly more peculiar, sir. The Bat computer has picked up an irregularity in Lane's physiology. I've not seen anything like this before.
Upload the data to the clock tower. I can analyze it from there.
Right you are, sir.
What do you think we'll find in Azrael's brain, Batsy? Who knows? Maybe there's an evil court jester in there.
I'm sending over the data on Michael Lane now. I'm no neurologist, sir, but I can quite confidently assert that doesn't look like it belongs in one's brain.
It's a surgically implanted microprocessor interfacing with the temporal lobe, the region of the brain used for storing and accessing memories.
Which memories, sir?
Visualizing now.
Azrael, protector of faith, defender of purity. The Order of Saint-Dumas has safeguarded Gotham for over 500 years. And it is your sworn duty to continue our legacy. You have studied the Dark Knight for years, learning his every strategy, analyzing his every tactic, perfecting his every move. Now, it is time to complete your mission. Seek out the Batman. Prove that you are his worthy and trusted successor. Only when you have won the Batman's trust will you be able to fulfill your destiny.
His intentions do seem pure, sir. Are you suggesting these recollections have been tampered with?
I am. Alfred, I know this symbol from Arkham City. It's the Order's sacred language. They've implanted markers into Lane's memories to modify his behavior unconsciously. If I can find the other markers, I'll be able to reconstruct the waveform and reveal the message.
Scanning that marker has reconstructed part of the waveform. It's working. Another portion of the waveform has been restored. Almost there. There's probably one more marker to find and scan.
That's it. The waveform is complete. This should reveal the message.
The Dark Knight stands in the way of our cause. He prevents the evil of Gotham from facing true divine justice. When you have proven yourself, wait for your moment and then strike him down. Take your rightful place as Gotham's new guardian. A guardian wholly willing and relentless in his quest to protect this city.
They certainly don't mince their words, do they, Master Bruce? How will you stop him?
He won't.
Lane.
Lane is dead. I am Azrael, Knight to the Order of Saint-Dumas.
The Order has lied to you, stolen your free will.
Liar! You stand in the way of true justice!
We're on the same side, Michael.
No. No! I know who I am. I know what I am doing.
In that case, the choice is yours.
Protector of faith, you know what must be done. The Dark Knight must be slain. The blade calls to you, Azrael. Its one true master. Strike down the Batman. Kill him. He stands in your way. Gotham will be yours. Strike down the Batman. Kill him.
I thought myself the instrument of God, not the tool of man!
You made the right decision, Michael.
I do no one's bidding but God's. The Order must answer for what they have done to me.
I'm heading to GCPD to investigate the transmission sent on a SWAT channel from within the city.
Fingers crossed, sir. It sheds some light on Scarecrow's whereabouts.
Good job, Batman.
Yeah, nice work.
City of Fear my ass!
We could hear some kind of battle going on out there earlier. I'm guessing they came off worse. Driving that thing, I'm not surprised. Police in these streets is gonna seem like a cakewalk after this. You know, that's funny. Thinking about the future doesn't seem so crazy anymore. We could hear some kind of battle going on out there earlier. I'm guessing they came off worse. Driving that thing...
I'll be honest, Batman. Didn't think I'd ever be grateful to breathe good old polluted Gotham air again. The city must have looked pretty messed up covered in that stuff. Once you see something like that, it stays with you forever. I'll be honest, Batman. Didn't think I'd ever be grateful to breathe good old polluted Gotham air again.
With my hay fever, I'd normally be complaining about this much pollen in the air. But screw it. Ivy did it. She saved us. Hey, not taking anything away from you. You're still the man. With my hay fever, I'd normally be complaining about this much pollen in the air. But screw it.
I know the toxin's cleared, but it ain't fun standing out here. We barely made it inside when the cloudburst went off. Hey, on the flip side, I guess releasing that stuff wiped out a few bad guys, huh? Won't hear me complaining. I know the toxin's cleared, but it ain't fun standing out here. We barely made it inside when the cloud...
Thanks, Batman. I didn't think we were gonna make it back there.
Great job, Batman. I thought we were dead for sure. Feels good to have something go our way. I bet it's just killing those guys in the cells. They thought this whole thing was over. Not by a long shot.
That'll show Scarecrow. I'd like to see what he comes back with after that. To be honest, I'm kinda hoping he gives up. I gotta say, Cash kept his cool when the cloudburst went off. Kept us all together. If that guy is afraid, he certainly doesn't show it.
The chopper said they could see something down in the gas. Some kind of tank fight. You were tearing it up out there. The militia here knew something was up. You were fighting the leader, right? The Knight? I thought so.
Unless I'm missing something, Scarecrow ain't got his weapon. He lost his badass soldier. He's got nothing. He thought we were just gonna give up. He underestimated us, Batman. You mostly, but us too.
Good thing we got everyone inside before the toxin hit. You might not have had much to come back to otherwise. We can't give up. That's what they want. They want the world to see it's hopeless. Well, I don't believe that. There's always hope. The Commissioner must be going through hell. What do you do when something like that happens? The thought of losing my little girl. If anyone hurt my kid, I'd kill him, no question. Good thing we got everyone inside before the toxin hit. You might not have had much to come back to otherwise.
I'm glad Owens is better. He's still worried. They don't know if that stuff has done any long-term damage. You seen Ryder in the interview room? He's got some pretty interesting listening material. Doesn't sound like your typical Sunday service. I'm glad Owens is better. He's still worried. They don't know if that stuff has done any long-term damage.
For a while there, I thought that was it. The final nail in the coffin. You saved us. Ivy might not be human, but she showed her true colors tonight. For a while there, I thought that was it. The final nail in the coffin. You saved us.
That felt good, rubbing their faces in it.
Don't stoop to their level. We're better than that.
Hey, we've been taking crap from them all night. They deserve it.
Thanks, Batman. Clearing the toxin finally gave us a chance to stick it to those militia in the cells. It's been a long time coming. Dragging the Arkham Knight crew here crying like a baby, that would be the icing on the cake. Thanks, Batman. Clearing the toxin finally gave us a chance to stick it to those...
Let me tell you a secret. You haven't seen the last of him. He's gonna find you, and when he does, he's gonna rip out your heart.
Day 25, October 30th. Got my hands on this forensic report.
How's the commissioner holding up?
Sacrifice.
You think you could get me an interview?
They're really
Too soon. How about in a couple of hours?
The deceased M. Holland, located in the abandoned premises.
Cash went up top, said the city's looking back to normal. Apart from the tanks and stuff.
I think I'll leave it a while. Maybe an hour or two.
Yeah, you don't want to end up like Owens. Without that weapon, Scarecrow's nothing. You got him now, Batman. You should have heard the cheers that went around this place when the toxin cleared. Cash brought us right back down to Earth, but for a moment it felt pretty good to be winning. Without that weapon, Scarecrow's nothing. You got him now, Batman.
That's a big screw you to Scarecrow for the whole world to see. This is our city, not his. Any leads on Gordon? He's out there. I know it. Just hope we find him before they do. That's a big screw you to Scarecrow for the whole world to see.
Gotham ain't going down yet, Batman. Thanks to you.
Some of your men have picked up an encrypted message.
How did you... Stupid question. McAllister's back there in the comms room. It's got us all scratching our heads. Doesn't seem real, Batman. I can't imagine what Jim's gonna do. Barbara was everything to him.
How many of his own men you think Scarecrow wiped out releasing that stuff?
That's the thing. He didn't. The gas uncovers your fears. Those goons wiped each other out.
Either way, shows you how much of a psycho he is. Any luck deciphering that message? Comms guys are in the dark. I can just imagine the news coverage on this whole thing. Probably got the whole world glued to their TVs.
Can't tell you how grateful we are, Batman. We got our city back. Well, the breathable part, anyway. What's Gotham gonna be like when all this is over? Whoever wins, things ain't gonna be the same again. Can't tell you how grateful we are, Batman. We got our city back. Well, the breathable part, anyway.
Imagine the sickest nightmare you ever had, and you can't wake up. It just keeps pulling you under. Tell me it's over, Batman. Please. I don't think I can take much more. The others, they don't understand. They haven't seen what I have. The horror. Imagine the sickest nightmare you ever had, and you can't wake up. It just keeps pulling you under.
Owens freaked when the toxin hit. I thought he might relapse or something. We gotta make sure he doesn't get his hands on any weapons. I can't talk to him, Batman. I want to, but every time I try, I chicken out. Owens freaked when the toxin hit. I thought he might relapse or something. We gotta make sure he doesn't get his hands on any weapons.
She did it, Batman. She saved us. I knew she would. Now everyone can see how special she is. I've written her a poem. You want to hear it? Let me be the blossom on your branch, the aphid on your leaf.
How are you holding up?
I'll live. Funny. I always hoped I'd get to meet you one day. Never thought it'd be like this.
I hear that a lot.
I betrayed those closest to me. Whatever happens, I deserve it.
Breaking the law for a noble cause? He's nowhere near rich enough to get away with that.
I wanted to help. That was all. Things just got messed up. I lost sight of what matters. I'd give anything to go back and change what I did. The hell was I thinking? I was afraid. Afraid of letting them down, afraid for myself. I'm nothing without this job. It's everything to me. I only met him once. He was crazy, talking about fire all the time. After that, I'd leave notes, addresses. You know the rest. I wanted to help. That was all. Things just got messed up. I lost sight of what matters.
Tell me about this broadcast.
Wish I could, sir, but it's on a SWAT channel. Encrypted. Those boys really don't like anyone listening in.
I'm in.
Are you reading me? It's Jim. I need you to send through some blueprints. I found Crane, and that bastard's going to die for what he did to my little girl.
Was that the commissioner? What's he doing?
Getting himself killed. But I've got the ID number of the radio he's using, and that means I can track him.
What the hell's he thinking, not asking for your help? You gotta find him, Batman, before it's too late. What the hell's he thinking, not asking for your help?
The cloudburst was screwing with radio frequency, so militia switched briefly to open channels. Sounds like the Knights disappeared. They're scrambling, Batman. You've got him on the run. The cloudburst was screwing with radio frequency, so militia switched briefly to open channels. Sounds like the Knights disappeared.
Why didn't Gordon let you know? He won't last 5 minutes against those guys. If anything happens to him... I can't even think about it. Batman, they'll lynch someone here, I swear it. Why didn't Gordon let you know? He won't last 5 minutes against those guys.
I've decoded a radio transmission. It's Gordon.
Oh, he's alive.
I need you to isolate the radio's frequency and pinpoint its location.
Of course, sir. The transmission appears to have originated from an abandoned shopping mall. The building has been without power for some time, sir. You may well encounter some obstacles.
I've already retrieved the remote electrical charge prototype from the GCPD evidence room. That should help.
Very well, sir.
Doesn't seem real, Batman.
I can't imagine what Jim's gonna do. Barbara was everything to me. The fools in here actually think you're winning. Deluded, Batman. We're not getting from you. You'll find him. I know it.